G'day, Tragic here, and this is my latest mod for Tabletop Simulator, the fantastic, the awesome Galaxy Defenders by Gremlin Project, the legends down there, and published by Ares Games. Go buy this game, it is awesome, your friends will love it, and you'll love it. But it's also in Tabletop Simulator, and they actually gave me permission to do this, so they are really cool guys who make great games. Anyway, let's get into it. How does this mod work, hey? Now, there's a couple of caveats. I did a lot of scripting in this one to set up the different campaigns, and I'm not a scripter, and it really slowed me down, and I didn't enjoy doing it much at all. So this mod is not 100% finished. Everything's in it, but I only have gotten up to the core set, and I haven't added the 8 optional missions from the website. They will be added over the course of the weeks. It's just it was slowing down my YouTube channel a lot doing this mod, so I just thought now that I've got the 12 missions from the actual campaign done, I'll release it and then I'll slowly update it with the other things, and then I'll eventually do the expansions. But for now, it's the core set and all the original core missions. And this is how it works. For starters, you'll have this big massive button at the front of the screen when you turn up. So you can select to play the campaign, or you can select to play the elite campaign that has the special red aliens mixed in, or you can play the basic standalone for a standalone mission, or you can click on standalone overkill. This is where all the green aliens are replaced with, where all the blue aliens are replaced with green aliens. And then you've got standalone extreme, which is all the green aliens with red aliens. And of course, then you just select the mission you want to play. It goes up to 12. And then goes back down, and then you just hit load mission. So say, let's do mission 6. We'll click on standalone overkill, and we'll hit load mission. Boom. And up comes all the stuff, all the deck shuffle, and everything is set up. Now, for people hosting the game, there's a few things you want to do before you invite people in. For starters, you just want to right click on this red dot and delete that. Because if people click more buttons, it's in the way, and if people click more buttons, it'll screw everything up because it'll load up another mission on top of this. Then I've just put a little reminder here to do that, so just delete that. And we're pretty much ready to go. Over here, you'll have your mission rules. This is for the individual missions. And you just come here and read as you need. Now, these things here, as you know from, you probably know how to play, but as you release, as event cards turn up, they'll have, special event cards that will activate these things. And you can just hover your mouse over any of them and press the 2 button, and it will just reveal the next bit of text that you need, and that way you don't spoil the mission for people who haven't played it. Maybe I will block the mission debriefing as well if people are interested in that, but it's the way it is in the manual, so I haven't bothered. But that's how the mission setup works. You just hover your mouse over and press 1 or 2 to reveal. Now, everything else is pretty much as you would expect it. The signals, obviously, the signals. You've got the signal draw pile here. You've got the signal discard pile, close encounter deck, alien tray, and so forth and so forth. So we're back here. Let's load up let's just load up a normal standalone, and we'll load up mission 11. Because that's got lots of cool stuff to look at. Bam! Okay, so as you can see, same deal. You've got all the things here. You press 1 or 2 to view. Just remember to delete this and this before you invite people in. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, basically. I've placed dice dispensers all over the place because it depends on how people like to play. When I play personally, I just roll in this little space down here, you know, like that or whatever. But you can roll. I've also given you these dice trays in the corner, so you can just do nice big throws like that if you like. For those people using virtual reality headsets, it can be quite difficult to throw. So I've included two dice tray, a dice tray dispenser that will just load up dice trays as you like. Make sure you hit the L button to lock them. And these are just, you know, normal dice trays where all you need to do is just click the button to, you know, to make them bounce around. And that's a very easy way of doing dice trays if you want. And there's all the space all over the place, so you can put them, resize them, and do what you like with those dice trays. Those dice trays in this dispenser are made by Trumba, and I've just added them to my mod. Okay, so, and I've put some dice dispensers in a few other locations just so they're easy to get at for people who are sitting in different parts of the table or who want to roll in different areas. But like I said, when I play, I usually just roll in here, just on the table here. But I thought I'd add them just for fun. Okay, so there's not a huge amount of other stuff to talk about. These sections here are the starting locations for where you're allowed to start your characters that are defined inside the rulebook. Now, I didn't put in, when I created the mission rules, I didn't put the whole mission rules just to save space because all the map setup stuff is done for you. So these things here are just to mark where the little guys can start. So you delete them as you place your units. Now, talking about units, up in the trays here, you have all the stuff you need. This is the generic devices only. So the generic devices of when you do your search abilities, and you can just pull them out as needed. All the class-specific devices are here, plus all the Kickstarter green special weapons and the Kickstarter special skill. These are all, you can, whenever you start a mission, you can choose any of these at will, so they don't need to be shuffled in. I've also created two smaller device cases. One will have just all the Kickstarter items, and one has just all the core set items. That is because some people don't like the Kickstarter items. They prefer to have a strong, because some of them are really weird and fun, in inverted commas, but not quite as useful as the defaults. So if you want to use that, you can also always just use the core set devices here, but this one has everything mixed in it. Then you've got the skills, weapons, and advanced weapons, and of course the tactics cards. Over here, you have the alive agents. So you can just pull these out, and these are your agents. They are double-sided, and you just drop them down on your sheets. Now, these sheets, I like to hit the lock button. These sheets have everything you need to basically run the game. You've got shield tokens that can be pulled out here. They're double-sided with the X, so you can see if they've been depleted. But they're stackable. So say if the alien has 4 shields, you stack them up and hover over will say 4 shields. You can just pull them off and hit delete. This is the ammo token. So say this guy here, he requires 4 ammo. So you just dump 4 ammo on him. There's a little place where it'll kind of snap to the side, like so. And these are your health tokens. So you just place that wherever you want and you type in. The way I like to do it is I actually type in the max health and then remove it as I go. So I click on that and it says 8 health, and then as he dies, I just reduce it. Makes it a little bit easier for me to see, but use it any way you want. Over here, I've given a couple of jam tokens just in case they're needed, as well as a couple of reaction tokens for the cases that they're required. Also, you'll note this little funny yellow dome. This is to mark individual cards. Any card that comes out that is a double, like for example here, we have 2 alien alpha greens. You just mark one of them with this by dropping it in the corner. It'll snap into position. And if you look at the map, the actual alpha monsters are double-sided. You just flip it over and one of them will have that little symbol, and that's how you can easily tell the difference between them on the table. Now all these have got snap points all over them, so you can just drop them into position. You know, if you get a new weapon, obviously these weapons, you know, these are just demonstrations. They might not be going on the correct spots. So if I pick up those ammos, and so forth and so on. You've got the improved items can come out here as well. And you'll end up with a board that looks something like this at some stage. You know, these will flip over when you've used them and everything else. And that's pretty much how the player boards work. This is the signal draw pile, and signals will come out if they're required by the map, but you can just draw out as many signals as you like. And the map is all got trigger point, snap points, so everything will snap perfectly. And you can just jump these here when you need to while they're waiting. Also, as well as the snap point sort of in the corner for that little thing, I've also put snap points over the shield and snap points over the health, so you can very easily just drop these on the cards. Again, I like to set them up like that. This guy needs 2 shields, and that's him set up. And then if I wanted this guy, he'd be set to 5, like this, and you know, that's basically how I run the game, like so. Looks pretty cool, and you can either just flip these things over when you're done, and with the Nexus, because it's got 2 shields, you can delete it as you require, and then the last one you can flip over, and that way you can actually just use copy and paste, Control C, and you know, paste them as you need rather than constantly dragging them out. Because we loaded up a mission in the middle of a mission, right? And this is a single standalone, it doesn't have the crate. I'm now just going to quickly load the game, and we're going to load the campaign start, and I'll show you how I've figured out a way to have the progressive saving of your campaigns. So basically, this time we'll do campaign mission 1 and just hit load. And in addition to the normal warehouse, we also have this crate. And this is designed to be your save game, basically. Now, the way this works is, inside the crate, you'll find 5 bags for each agent. And all you need to do is at the end of your game, you just chuck all the items that you've collected on your board here. So you get all, you know, you put your agent in, any weapons he's gained, all that kind of stuff. And you stick it inside the bag, and those bags are then stuck inside the warehouse. Also, any weapons that you happen to have found and added to your warehouse over the game, you just drag them in and save them into the warehouse. Then grab all these little boxes, put them in the warehouse. If you have any alive agents, stick them back in the warehouse. These are agents that are alive and haven't been used for those people playing permadeath. And if you have any dead agents, all you need to do is drag their card into the death bag, and that gets put into the warehouse as well. Now that you've got that set up, all you need to do is right click on the warehouse and go save object, and this will save it into your saved objects. So I'll just save this, I'll call it demo, and now I'll just load up mission 2. Okay, so mission 2, let's load it up. Now, as you see, if you load up a campaign, it doesn't load the entire warehouse. What you need to do then is just go to your saved objects and load up your warehouse, and out it'll come. And then you can just repopulate the board as you need. Now, there are snaps here if you want to set it up exactly the way I had it, but of course, you know, you don't have to if you don't want to. And that way, you've kind of imported your last position into the game. So you bring out your warehouse items you found, you also then get your saved agents, and you just bring them down here and place them on their mats. Okay, so that's pretty much how the warehouse works. There's one more thing. This space here, if you hover over it, it says 13. But if you press the 1 button, it'll start assembling the alien device. Now, as you can see, what I've done, and this is because of how I play the game, I've added like a gray version, because sometimes it can get confusing, like you kill something, oh, have I already activated the alien token this turn? This way, there's 2 levels to each level. So you can go 1, 2, and this tells me that I've activated this already, so there's no need to activate it. And at the end of the turn, I can just go up to the next level and it will connect. And then next turn I kill something, I put that down, and I know that it's activated, and then it'll connect. And finally, you'll end up with the full token. To set it back to 0, you just type 13, or, you know, just hit 1 again. Now, if you are in a map where you can do searches and you can shoot aliens and you can produce 2 at a time, if you just keep going up the numeric pad, you'll find a version where they get added in as doubles. Okay, so here you are. 2 are added in together. And then you hit 10. Those 2 are added in together. And 11, those 2 are added in together. And that way, if you're at a map that you can get 2 at once, you can still add them quite easily. And that is how that thing works. It's a little more cumbersome than I would have wanted, but it works quite nicely and it doesn't take long to get used to it. Basically, all you need to do is it starts at 1 and goes to 13 on the numeric pad. Okay, and that is pretty... Oh, wait, more stuff. The agent pugs themselves, if I just drag a couple out, are double-sided, so you can flip them over to show that they're bleeding. But also, if you press the 2 button, it'll switch to a slightly different version of them. And this version, as you can see, has the facing information. So if she's facing that way, and as per rules, this, and this hex is in her field of view. And if you rotate it around just by pressing the Q or the E, it'll just snap as it needs to those hexes. And the only way that happens is if you have your rotation degrees set to 60. And that is how it'll just do it in 1 button press. And that's pretty much the end of the game. It'll still have the bloody on the other side. And that is pretty much the end of it. No problems there. There is only one more thing to go. if you wish to create your own missions, or you can't wait for me to update the mod to do the special missions that are only released on the Galaxy Defenders website, you can obviously build them yourself. Over here you have the Galaxy Defenders box, and eventually it'll have the other boxes as well. And in this box is everything you need. So we can search through. We have the warehouse items, we have the start locations, you got your trays, your pugs, alien pugs, your dice dispensers, and everything you need, decks, maps, and so on and so forth. Map overlays, locks and blocks, various other tokens. So you can create any mission you wish just using whatever's in the Korg set box. And that is pretty much it. This is the Galaxy Defenders mod that I have made. It works very well. I've been playing it quite a lot as testing. This is my first time released. But there was quite a lot of scripting and quite a lot of finicky moving things around and getting the map setups. If there are any errors, and there may well be, make sure you comment on the forums for the mod so I can correct it. And that's it. Galaxy Defenders. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And launch. And that's it. Go save the galaxy, baby. I will see you guys next time.